Claire, the AI trade has been the absolute juggernaut in markets over the past couple of years now, at least. Are there signs in your mind that things are legitimately cooling off, or is this just a pause that refreshes, so to speak?
Morning, Dom. It's great to be on your show. There's not a pause, there's an acceleration in our view. I mean, given the pact that was announced between NVIDIA and OpenAI, the importance of which we don't think can be overstated. I mean, this was for 10 gigawatts worth of AI infrastructure to be deployed. To put that into perspective, every gigawatt of AI infrastructure is a 50 billion opportunity. NVIDIA has historically captured 35 to 40 billion of this. So when we're thinking about the context of these deals being announced just over the past couple of days, OpenAI actually came out and said this is actually, we need 3 orders of magnitude more than this to complete our ambitions in both consumer and enterprise AI. We think we're actually poised for an acceleration from here. Any digestion in stock prices right now, probably quite healthy. We've come quite far from those April lows, and we've certainly got our shopping list ready to be topping up those opportunities.
Claire, I'm going to get to the shopping list in just one second, but you mentioned the context and relativity around, say, a gigawatt versus 10 gigawatts. That maybe power need context has led to a good amount of healthy speculation and skepticism about just how much these ambitions in AI can be accomplished by some of these big players, hyperscalers, and that type. Do you feel as though the infrastructure itself will be a limiting factor for some of that AI trade in the months and years to come?
Excellent question. We certainly need more of everything, not only the compute, but the networking and certainly the power. And this is where companies that can bring power to market quickly are in a very strong position, in our opinion. The likes of a GE, Verona, supplying the gas turbines for the majority of OpenAI's data centers, set to benefit massively from this collaboration with NVIDIA, but also the additional Stargate data centers announced just a day or two ago from Oracle and OpenAI. Nuclear, we do think, is going to be the most important part of this equation in meeting this demand. Because what we're hearing from the AI labs, what we're hearing from the compute companies themselves, what we're hearing from sovereign governments is demand is insatiable and everybody is compute constrained. Every single CEO of big tech said the same thing on their Q2 earnings call. And so nuclear, you don't have to connect up to the grid necessarily. You can connect your data center sort of behind the meter, as it were. We think that without nuclear, it possibly might be a challenge to meet the ambitions of these hyperscalers in the near term. The US is making decent strides on this, but when we compare it to China, who's been investing in nuclear for the past decade and have got numerous reactors up and running, we're well behind the curve here.
All right, Claire, now that we've set the macro picture, the strengths, weakness, opportunity, threat assessment there in place, you mentioned a number of companies. Let's put the shopping list together. Where exactly would you put the bets on?
Networking, we think, is possibly the most underappreciated growth story stretching out over the decade. And that's because the chip is no longer the unit of compute. The data center is. So if you think about GPUs on the market today, they're 72 moving to 576. Speed and performance are as much determined by system level connectivity as it is by raw compute. And we've got clusters of these chips moving to 1 million in the data center. So that's an awful lot of networking. Historically, networking maybe captured 10% of every dollar's worth of investment in AI infrastructure. That's moving to 20–30%. The key players we're looking for here would be the likes of Broadcom, leader in Ethernet networking, Credo, who is wiring up as we speak xAI's Prometheus cluster as well as Amazon's Trainium clusters, Astera Labs, but also NVIDIA. And NVIDIA's networking business, we think, is actually the most underappreciated component of their growth story going forwards. Not all customers will want complete vendor lock-in, but this is now the fastest growing component of their data center business because they've got the best product on the market for scale-up and scale-out networking in the data center. It's 14 times faster than the industry standard. So we think that this networking fabric of theirs, it's called NVLink, this could possibly be as big a moat for them as CUDA over the next couple of years.